Oh shit! Oh no! It says, oh shit! No, it's just me. I don't know how to get you in here.
This is brilliant.
We got one person joining. I'm gonna have to explain to everyone what's going on. They might even hear you.
Yeah, they might not even hear me. It's jokes. Surely be on settings or something.
Okay, so everyone's just gonna have to watch me, not know what I'm doing with Scott. Hey, Scott, have you ever used live chat before? I'm trying to get Matt involved. I've got him on Zoom. I thought he'd just appear. Yeah, it's live. It's live, definitely. Shit.
Definitely live, brilliant.
Yeah, live mistakes happening right now by Laptop Lifestyle. Oh, here we go. They're all in. Yeah, Scott, no clue. Love it. Oh, Pazil. Pazai. It's Sophie. Hi, Sophie. Sean, hello. So Matt is here, but I thought Matt would be like in the screen with me because I've got him on the Zoom call. So
screen, but it doesn't.
Matt, just say like a few words, and can you guys tell me if you can hear him?
Can everyone hear me, or am I mute?
Can you hear Matt? Right, just Matt spoke just then. Can you hear him? Say something again.
I bet I can't.
Oh,
this was terrible.
Scott, can you hear Matt? Oh, he said yeah. They said yeah, man. They can hear you. Yay!
Well, there we go.
Okay. Let's just start. And next time we'll sort something out so we can see Matt as well. Because there is a way. Because I've seen other people do it.
I bet it's on the settings, right? I bet you just got a screen share on YouTube.
Good. Sorry, guys. Just one moment. Just going to see if there is a screen share. Participants, pop out chat. Participants. Just says who they are. That's you guys. Menu. Manage. Stream now. Classic. Honestly, there's hardly anything, and it just lets me do webcam when you're streaming.
Don't worry. Let's roll with it.
Okay, guys, we're going to just get on with it. I'm glad you can hear him. I'm just going to send. Oh, Spike, thanks for sharing that link. That's really handy because I can forward that to other people as well. Right, if you guys could fire a question, start firing questions at us. Matt's going to answer the first one because I'm going to send this link to some other people that want to watch.
You're going to have to tell me what they say.
Yeah, you can't say. Matt, get in, log in on your phone or something on your other profile.
Yeah,
I apologise about the lack of organisation, guys.
At least we're learning.
Turn it down on your phone. I heard an echo.
Yeah, I've got it now. Got it.
Here we go. Scott's going in with the big question straight away. How much should we pay for our VA? Ooh.
It depends, really, but I mean, anywhere between sort of $75 to $100 a week would be a good price. John and I have 3 VAs. I believe we pay 2 of them $75 a week, and we pay one of them $100. The one that we pay $100, she's like the manager. So we wanted to build that bit of a sort of a hierarchy system, so that if they've got problems, they go to her, and then if she's got problems, she comes to us. It just meant that we were dealing with one person rather than have to deal with 3 people. But yeah, so how much should we pay? Between $75 and $100 a week. You can get them. We employed them from the Philippines. They've been fantastic, and the Philippine what is it? Onlinejobs.ph.
Yeah.
You go to.
Yeah, onlinejobs.ph.
Hope that helps.
Awesome. Did you hear that? Okay, Scott. Was that quite clear from Matt?
Yes, plus bonus if we do well. Definitely. In fact, we give them quite a lot of bonuses. Come birthdays and things like that, we always give them a bonus. And well, yeah, to be honest, they deserve it. But at the same time, sometimes they don't deserve it. You know, it goes round and roundabouts. But yeah, bonuses are great. I do recommend that you do them because their morale just skyrockets. And what is a little money to us goes a long, long way for them. So definitely do bonuses.
And the next question, did anyone have one? No. Oh. Yep, that's it then.
Away,
Let's wrap it up. Thanks, guys. Bye. Hi, Craig. Hi, everyone. Yeah. I'm just sending a message to someone else who said, we started. Great.
I will cover a little bit more on VA then, on the price structure. I mean, $75 to $100 a week obviously sounds like a criminal amount to be paying someone. It's really not a lot for us, but just to be clear, well, obviously it's a lot to them. And I think they pretty well, all things considered. Two of our VAs, they live together and they even managed to build their own new home. So they can't be doing too badly. Do you recommend getting the PayPal debit card? Personally, no. I haven't done it. I'm not really interested in doing it. What we do recommend is more looking into other things like Revolut card, or I know there's other debit cards which are just like Revolut. But you can get cashback on your purchases from Amazon with a Revolut card, and there's all sorts of other bonuses. And if anyone likes the cashback, it's definitely Johnny. So.
Hey, this is true. I do like some cashback. Quidco King here. I must have done, honestly, like if you can build up your stores and when all the cashback comes back for Quidco, I know it's kind of going off topic from the debit card, but you can make thousands of pounds a year in extra. And I withdrew most of that. Well, I spent a lot in coffee shops, let's put it that way, and Christmas presents. I never went to coffee shops before cashback came along.
We're doing cashback upon cashback, weren't we?
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, we're getting cashback and then using the little cards, what was it, loyalty cards to get even more free coffees. But yeah, I used to post a lot of that in the Instagram, on our Instagram, like, look, more free coffee.
So getting a PayPal debit card, I personally would say no, but definitely look into some other cool kind of card providers.
Yeah.
Revolut is the one that we personally use, and we do use their metal plan as well, but I'm not going to go into that. They just offer some really cool bonuses.
Yeah,
which you should look into.
Probably the coolest thing you can probably get. Where is it? Here we go. We know we showed you this before, but the novelty. I mean, come on, it's a metal card. Yeah, Sean. That's a good question. I know we spoke about this the other day. When you guys are really starting out, the main thing on what you should really be focusing on, because your stores are going to be small, is keeping them really, really lean. So what I mean by that is focusing on finding those hot selling items. So the video that I did for finding hot sellers and building that sellers list and building the list of items, really focus on that, because you guys are going to get more sales. It's actually an opportunity for you all to be really disciplined with your stores, to actually get more sales by focusing, really focusing on getting those hot selling items, and go for like 5 and above. Go for 5 sales or more in the last 30 days, and you'll get more sales, and you'll really build your stores. It'll really help. What is going on? Who are these people spamming us?
I think we're getting a lot of spam.
Oh my God, guys, we get a lot of spam. One sec. Remove. How do you? What is going on, guys? Oh my God. What just happened? Indian curry chicken. Sorry, that kind of distracted me through the answer. I don't know if I gave a good, clear enough answer there, Sean. Was that okay?
I've actually lost where we are.
Yeah, I know. We're on. So we're after Sean. Hi everyone who might we've not said hi to yet.
Tim's made a
Tim.
Interesting point. Struggling with profit and sales on Sale Freaks, and it's set low. Thoughts? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that you're just starting on Sale Freaks, and I think with Sale Freaks, you've got to start low. You've got to spike the algorithms with eBay. So the more sales you get, the more sales you're going to get in general, because eBay is going to see that you're a good seller. And I think actually, you know what, Sale Freaks, from what we found, they are probably the best in terms of the amount of listings you list and then the amount of sales that you get. So if your profits are starting low, I wouldn't just see profit to start with. Just really what you really want to worry about is sales velocity. You just want to be getting sales over profit, because as that velocity increases, you can then start to increase your profit margins, and the velocity is going to stay. So it's a bit more just making sure that eBay kind of trusts you as a seller, and then they're going to throw more and more traffic towards you despite your prices. So that's what I'd say in terms of that. I hope that helps.
Yeah, and just sort of to add to that as well, Tim, I understand you get those moments. Is this? I assume this is Tim, as in Scott's dad, Tim? Or am I wrong? No, I think it is. But you know, you like Matt was saying, is you're just still small. You're still just growing. Start what we can do maybe because in the WhatsApp group I can start working with you if you like, and we start building a bit of a sort of sales strategy, listing strategy as well. Maybe I can help you do a bit of one-to-one, because that is going to be one of my next video on YouTube. It's about creating like a sales strategy, because I want to now. I think that's that natural progression is onto that. Now you guys are sort of getting to know Sale Freaks and getting to know the platform and the software and everything. I can help you guys with sort of building sort of like a sales strategy week by week to help you boost your sales, and just make sure you're always going for those really hot selling items. Really focus on that and get really good at that and quicker at that as well. But it will come in time. It will come, and when you do that, you can replicate it and build multiple stores. Try not to put all your eggs in one basket.
Perfect. Try and use my debit card for say 5 Amazon accounts.
I like the one above it. I'm Indian. I like a good deal. Yeah, Harmeet. That's Harmeet. I know that. Yeah, you do. It's true.
Yeah, can I use my debit card and say 5 Amazon accounts? No, I believe you can't. That's another great thing about Revolut, though. You can have as many, well, not as many, but you can have plenty of virtual cards, more than you'll need. Which is another good bonus. But no, I don't think you can, because I seem to remember having that problem when we first started. You know, I went to my bank and I opened like 5 personal accounts just so that I could have different, just so I could have them. Yeah,
I had the same problem. So Scott, I don't know if you've managed it and it is working fine. And please tell us if it is, because then I'll be wrong in saying this, but I had the same problem. Matt was saying, like, I tried that, and then we got our Amazon accounts closed when we used the same debit card. So we started using separate debit cards. This is where Revolut can come in and help. Revolut is the app. You know what we said. It's that banking app. There is a video we've got that talks about it. You can use that. You can have multiple cards on that coming out of one account, which is handy. Otherwise, what we did, we found the best way. We just had multiple Barclays accounts, personal accounts. We opened more, and that's how we sort of open multiple Amazon accounts.
Funny enough, I didn't actually open Metro accounts, didn't I? Then they had that. They have a limit of you can only do 25 online transactions in a day.
Yeah.
I finally got it sorted with the bank.
Bear in mind, Matt was doing hundreds, and he'd have to. At one point, you were waiting, and you were like 2 days behind just to fulfill as many orders as possible. Yeah. And you opened like 5 cards, and then had this problem.
It was the most ridiculous problem I've ever had.
Yeah.
Never mind. Just so you know, just so you know about that, actually, I should probably cover that. Metro, I wouldn't go near Metro, I wouldn't go near NatWest either. The one, well, like John just said, Barclays are great. Go with Barclays, probably, if you haven't already.
Yeah, there's no limits. They just love money, so.
Yeah, I know a few others are pretty good as well, but no, NatWest and Metro, they're the ones that you're going to run into problems with. Right.
Here's an interesting question from Shahab saying, how do you go about withdrawing the amount an item costs if you are using auto ordering? You're talking about being able to pay for the item, I suppose. This is where, I mean, Matt, should we talk about having a float so you've got the money there to be able to use it to actually pay for the item?
I guess, yeah, this is a good problem to have, I guess.
Yeah.
So the money obviously goes straight into PayPal. Now, if you're haven't got any kind of PayPal hold on your account, which is unlikely, then you can just withdraw the money straight into your bank account, and then from the bank account go and purchase the item from Amazon. But the likelihood is that you will run into a hold. This is just because you're a new seller. PayPal the last thing they want you to do is be taking the money and then not fulfilling the order and just making a bump for it. So that's why they hold it. So in this case, yes, like John just said, you kind of need a float. So as the money goes into PayPal, you kind of see that as just money obviously being held, but which is going to come back around, of course, and then you need a float to just pay up front all the item costs. So it's annoying. There's no doubt about it. But it's just the way it is.
Yeah, and if any of you guys are starting out and with a really, really small budget, and we're talking like £100 or less, it can be done. It's just you could run into these problems a lot sooner. So you'd have to really restrict your sales or have higher margins just to keep that pace slow, and then you speed it up by lowering your margins and speeding up the sales. Because
like we said about the sales velocity, so yeah, you're totally right there, John. Sorry to interrupt you as well, but if you've got a low budget, then go for high profit margins, go for less sales, and but if you do have a budget to play with, then drop those margins.
yeah. And eventually, remember, PayPal is going to stop doing these holds. So Shahab, just so you know, you will be able to win instant withdrawals. So they will be in your bank straight away. So if you link up your bank, that say your main bank, that's connects to an Amazon at the moment, you can withdraw straight to that on a regular basis if you need that cash flow fast. And then if you've got other cards linked to other accounts, say if you've got multiple Amazons, then you can just then bank transfer the money to those. So, when that does happen, you can just control that cash flow better, and you'll have more because you'll be getting more sales.
Here's a really good one from Connor, where he's saying a listing strategy would be great. We actually talk a lot about this in one of our videos, don't we?
We do actually, don't we? I forgot about that. We do actually.
We did a video. It's not one of the course videos. It's just one of our general videos.
Yeah.
We talk massively about the sales velocity and the impact, and that does link heavily in with listing and when you want to list. So we'll cover it very, very briefly, but definitely go and check out that video. But when you're basically having slow sales or less sales, that's when you want to list, and you want to list at certain times. So we always listed as late in the evening as possible. So what I'd do is I'd prep my listings throughout, whilst I'm working during the day, and then I can just log on, but just before I go to bed, sort of 11 o'clock, click a button, and then they'll list. The reason why you want to list then, well, actually, we'll be here all night if we talk about that. I'll watch a video as to why. But yeah, I hope that there's definitely a listing strategy already there.
Yeah. We'll go into, there'll be more depth, and we'll get something together, for you guys to work on and work towards as well. Because it helps. It definitely helps. It's just that we're trial and error. That's how we found out. It's not, we didn't read some special guru book. We just found out these things by just accidentally.
Best way to find hot sellers for manual dropshipping? That's a really good question. John, I know you've done a fair bit of this before.
Yeah. finding hot sellers for manual dropshipping. I think the bet. I know it's probably going back to talking about the video that I did about hot selling items. I will put the link in the description to this one as well, in this video to that, just because when you're manual dropshipping, because of the time things take, it's so important, so important. When you're automated, when you grow to quite a big size, you can easily just go, you know what, I'm going to put a few extra items and I'm going to go hit something that's, say, like 2 sales and above. It's really important that you really find those sellers who are selling items that are selling 5 or more, 10 or more in a month if you're manual dropshipping. So I'd say the best way and the best method is the way that I taught you in that video, where you're actually going onto eBay, getting an item off Amazon, or whichever supplier. By the way, this method works with any supplier. So if you use someone else, say like Argos, for example, you could take a title from the supplier's website, you paste it into eBay, and you'll find the people selling that item. And then when you go on to then click on that item, click on the seller, see other items, you'll see all the other items they sell. And then it's just snowballs from there, because you'll keep finding other sellers by using their titles and finding their other items. You just need to copy and paste the item. Or if you're already with Sale Freaks, I know you said about manual dropshipping, but if you are with Sale Freaks already, you can click the competition button as well on any listing. But going back to manual dropshipping, use spreadsheets, build up your sellers, and then you can go back to them another time and find those super hot selling items. And maybe you can use a listing tool if you need to speed things up, or like a tracking, automated tracking as well if you need to add that. But yeah, I'd say that's the best way to find hot sellers for manual dropshipping. It's building those lists and just selling other people's hot selling items.
We've got another voice. I'm new to this, a bit worried about the potential for eBay to close me down if I dropship from Amazon. I mean, when we first started, John and I, there was absolutely no risk of this, because eBay welcomed Amazon dropshippers with open arms, and we started, 2 years ago? Times have changed. They definitely have got stricter with it. They don't necessarily, thing is, what do? They just take away your top rated seller status, don't they?
Yeah, they send you an email, by the way, everyone. And I've got it on my best performing store, which it varies. It probably does at least, let's say on a bad day, £150 of profit in a day. And then it's done all the way up to, I've posted some of my results recently. It's done £350 a day. One day I did 400. I know that wasn't my net profit, but my net profit would still be 250, 300. And that one's had the email. And that one's had the email. It says, we've taken your top rated seller status away, which just gets rid of a badge. And then I don't get the discount, because you get is it 10%, or you get like some kind of discount.
10% off your total final value fee.
Which is great when we had it, but I didn't cry when it had gone, because I'm still selling. I'm still looking for items that are still selling on eBay. I'm listing them all the time, well, not all the time, but I'm sticking to a strategy, and I'm removing items that aren't selling. So just going back to that point, you can still operate fine if you've been flagged. It is, I understand their policy has changed, and they do say retail dropshipping. So that's from any retailer. It's not just Amazon. It's any retailer. If you sell an item from them and they send it to the customer, eBay have put in their policies that they don't really want us to do that. But when they do find us we're doing that, they don't shut us down. They send us in that email.
I wouldn't worry too much. I definitely think that's a barrier that can be overthought.
Yeah.
And the repercussions are not all that severe. So don't worry too much.
Yeah, and just on top of that, just really go for it as well. Just give it a try, because you're not in this business. You're not just going to learn Amazon to eBay dropshipping. You're actually going to learn about dropshipping in general, and you're going to learn customer service. You can learn how to do all the returns. You're going to learn how to deal with a business in general. You're going to learn how to do taxes. You're going to learn how to do loads of different things. I don't know why I said taxes. But you're going to learn loads of different things that's actually going to make you think, well, I want to do this. I want to go into someone else in e-commerce, or you want to start an online business. You actually end up learning a lot more than you think. and you get way more out of it.
Maybe you'll want to do what John and I did. We're starting to go into the wholesale side of things, where we will actually have the product in stock, and now we know how to use the eBay platform completely. You know, we know exactly what to do and where we want to do when we want to do it. So, like you say, that's another skill, just learning eBay platform in depth. You know.
Yeah. Yes.
So saying he's too young to have an eBay account. That is, I just want to say, someone's too young to have an eBay account. That is awesome that you're trying to hustle.
Yeah.
If you're too
under 18,
young
that's
to have
awesome.
an eBay account, that's absolutely awesome. Well done.
Parents, uncle, brother, anyone.
Yeah,
speak.
That's what I'd say as well. But do be careful, especially if you're that young. You know, time is definitely on your side.
Yeah.
So be patient with the building up your eBay account. You know, you don't need to make the mega money too quickly. But yeah, awesome. Young Gary Vee right there.
Yeah, so they want to get in the hustle. And Scott and Tim, don't worry. If you've got 4 accounts and it's working for you, that's great. If anything happens, then don't worry about it. You just use different cards. But I didn't know you could do 4 accounts on 1 card. That's insane. Well done.
It's easy to use Lloyd's as well. Awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Good to know.
Um,
Can you use an account in someone else? Oh no, he's replying to someone else. Okay, yeah. Scott, how much money have you made in your top 3 months ever? Wow.
Good question. That Christmas, the Christmas that we made this, the original course that you love, you know, because it's all about amazing eSync. But no,
this was when they were under different ownership.
Yeah.
I will just to cut.
Yeah, when we were eSync. Actually, that one was definitely my top 3 months, because it was I remember we were just plastering loads of items on. We didn't have to care as much about what we were selling back then, so I was putting as many on as possible. So I made I said it in a video as well. I think I made about £12,000 in 1 month, in the month of December. It was like end of November to just before Christmas. So it's like 18th November to 18th of December. It was about £12,000 just from dropshipping profit.
Yeah.
That was.
I think mine the same month was about 9.5. I seem to remember.
It was a good month.
That was a great month.
Other than that, I think behind that was about 8,000 on another month, and I think about 7 on another, and I think I probably hit 6 or 7 on this month because of, you know, what's going on with the lockdown sales, because they've been insane.
Yeah, so it's definitely there to be made.
Yeah. But by the way, it's been a lot less as well. There's been months where I've made 200 quid. I don't want to I'm just telling you my best ones, because Scott, you did ask me what my best ones were. But there's definitely months where you won't make any near as much, because it will be up and down.
That's just the nature of the business, really. I mean, yeah, and by the way, when Jono says because you made 200 quid in a month, that would be more down because of accounts being shut down. But that's a whole new learning curve that we had to go through, which is why we're also wanting to help you guys to avoid these issues.
Hence why
no one is anywhere near those issues now. No, but don't worry about that.
Don't. That's why we're here to try and get you to. That's why we're going non-API sale freaks. That's why I'm saying, hey, there's limits to stick to, like sales limits in the months and everything. Like, we're trying to get you to grow organically and not too quickly. Like before, we used to plaster items on and we just ran into problems. I got an account shut down within 3 days, somehow got it back, and then put 10,000 items on in like an hour. It was ridiculous. You just couldn't do that now. But we had to learn all this.
It's been a long process as well, but it's all been good fun. When is eBay getting rid of PayPal?
There has been an update about this recently.
Yeah. Probably a better question to Google, to be honest.
Yeah, the thing that I read, and there has been an email about this. They're trying to phase it in by the end of this year, but PayPal will still be an option. It's all down to the buyers as well. but it's eBay's going to have their payment system, I reckon, because PayPal's still going to be around, by the way, everyone, until 2022. That's what I read. So it may be the case that that's it. They're around till then, and people can still pay, and we can still receive money that way. It just depends how aggressive eBay get. If they start almost making, like, for example, if you go to pay and then they put a PayPal option all the way down at the bottom so you can't see it, like they might do little tactics like that. But it's better to get in when we are now, and then later on deal with that as it comes, because they can't just get rid of people who just want to use PayPal straight away. They're going to have to phase us in. So it's going to be a very slow process. They started in the US first, and they're starting in the UK at the moment. But it should be the end of this year, apparently. But because PayPal will still be around, I reckon it's going to be at least another year till that happens.
Yeah, I reckon so. I kind of want them to stay around as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
But just because, yeah. I guess they separated money from eBay. I kind of don't like the idea of eBay having control of the money in the bank as well, if you like. But there's pros and cons. There's definitely pros and cons. It won't be a PayPal fee, so that would be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
We've lost 4 viewers, Matt. What's happened? I've got this little number count. It said 14. It went 10.
It's because they can't see me. That's why.
Yeah, that's it.
Got an exciting so voice. Spike said, "How many new products should we be listing a day?" That's a good question.
Yeah.
It completely depends on your strategy, mate. It depends if you're API, non-API, what platform you're using. Non-API, I mean, listing a day on a brand new account, I would say like about 10. About 10 a day, which is probably definitely not what we used to do. But I'd say that's the best way to go. If you're going to go API and you're going with someone like easync, then you can go a lot more aggressive.
You can list more, yeah.
You could probably start off between like 50 and 100 a day. Yeah. But that does not mean you're going to get more sales, okay?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, definitely not anymore. And I wouldn't recommend that way to go. I'd definitely recommend someone like Sellfreaks non-API or AutoDS non-API, someone where you can build your account slowly and eBay's not going to see it suspicious. You know, you've got to look at it also from eBay's point of view, guys. If you're a brand new seller, there's no history or no data from you, from their part. And you're going to come on and just start listing hundreds and hundreds and thousands of products. I mean, they're not going to like that. They're going to be like, who's this guy? What's he doing? It's going to raise all kind of red flags. If you're doing it slow and steady, they're going to like that. That's normal activity for a new seller. So do bear that in mind, because otherwise they're going to flag your account. You're going to get way less traffic sent to your listings, and they could ask you for a load of verification, and whilst they ask you for verification, they more than likely will suspend your account. So yeah, slow and steady is probably the best strategy to go for.
I think it also, going the slow and steady way, forces you to focus on the quality of the items that you're looking for as well, Spike. So if you're putting really, really hot selling items on there, because we can't list too much at the start, you're just going to find the best ones then, and you're going to really focus on putting on only really good items and really strong sales. And then, you know, if you're looking for numbers, like Matt said, we can start with that 10 to 20 a day, and then if you want to go really aggressive, Spike, because I know that if your store's not very big at the moment, you could actually, after 30 days, if they haven't sold, you could just delist the ones that haven't sold. If you're still on a basic store, by the way, do that on the last day of the month. And then on the first of the month, you'll go to list more items. The reason why is because it resets, your store resets its free listings. You get 250 on a basic store. So you could then start listing those items again during the month to replace the ones that weren't selling. That's an aggressive tactic that can work for small stores, so you get more sales.
I forgot about that one as well, actually. I forgot about the whole
it resets.
Making sure you upgrade your plan or you start your plan on the day before the end of the month. I forgot about that one. That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same with upgrading plans, guys. Yeah, if you're about to list a big batch, make sure you upgrade your plan before. And if you're close to the threshold of items.
Tim said margins dropped to what?
I see what you mean, Tim, because you said about having your margins low and you are still struggling. He's referring to when we're talking about increasing and decreasing margins and whatnot.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. It's quite an interesting one. So, what is it? We increase our margins on a Thursday evening, typically, don't we?
Is it
yeah, and then decrease them on a Sunday. So we only use this if we
that was the other way around.
We are struggling with margins and we are struggling with sales velocity. But yeah, so Thursday evenings, I would increase your margins because Friday's typically a bad day, we found.
You mean decrease margins?
You're kind of just sacrificing Friday, if you like, to be honest with you. But then Saturday, Sunday, I'll pick up again. Then Sunday evening, you're going to drop your margins. Monday, Tuesday, and quite often Wednesday are usually pretty solid days. Monday, Tuesday in particular, so you're going to get all that sales velocity coming in, and then you're going to go back into the weekend on higher margins, but with the velocity this time. And it's going to increase a little bit on the first week. It's going to increase even more on the second, even more on the third, even more on the fourth, so on and so forth. This does also mean listing in between, though, and I guess watch that other video for the listing strategy. But I think listing is list in the evenings. Do list on certain days as well. So, for example, we'd usually list on a Friday, and we'd definitely list on a Sunday evening. Yeah. I seem to remember they were the two key days to list. But
yeah. And by the way, guys, different stores will get different sales. So there are some things we can't explain, but one thing we do know for sure is if you have a store that you've changed from a personal account or account you've had in the past, believe it or not, it'll actually probably get worse sales than one of you guys who set up a fresh new account. And some of you might have already noticed that. And even when let's say you've got two people running side by side, they've had a fresh new account, and then 3 months later they've compared their sales again. You could have exactly the same items and you have a completely different set of results. So there are some things that we can't control, but we have to do our best to put something in place to maximize your sales, which we will cover in more depth, because me and Matt could go on about that one for ages, and we have another video, but we will again. And there is so much to it. But once you're in the rhythm of it and you've got your own system, it'll start working for you.
A bit of encouragement as well for you, Tim, because when I first started, I started alongside a friend at the time as well. And I mean, he shot out the gates. He was getting sales from day one and getting lots of them. And it took me over a week to get my first sale. Fast forward, he lost his account and he couldn't get it back because of all these mistakes that he'd made, because he did grow too big too quickly. And I think it was short-lived, his dropshipping sort of time. It was more like 3-4 months in total. There was me taking it slow and steady, getting really down to start with, because I was thinking I'm putting more work than this guy is and he's getting more results. But it served me very well now for the past 2 years. And it only served him well for 3-4 months. And he had so much money tied up in PayPal jail and all the rest of it that I think the stress probably wasn't worth it for him. So, don't be discouraged.
No.
This is a long, try and see the bigger picture. Don't think about what's next week is going to bring. Think about what is next, maybe a bit too far, but what is next year going to bring? That's where we want to get to. We don't want to get to next week. We want to get to next year. So try and think of the bigger picture.
And to put it in perspective, just following what Matt said, when we started, I mean, I remember when I'd get 2 sales in a day. And by the way, it took us a few weeks to get a few sales, sort of thing. But I remember in the first time I did it, I listed. The next day, I don't know if I got any. Then the day after that, I got 2 sales, and I was like, yes. And Matt actually said to me, he goes, "Oh, you got 2 on your second day. Whoa." Because he was just getting 1. So, and we were told dropshipping this way was dead 2 years ago. And you guys are here now and you're banging out 10, 15 sales in after a few days. And then it drops to like 4 sales. And I get it. It's like, where are my sales gone? But we started with way fewer sales.
Well, you just did a lot of that. I was like, what are you complaining about, guys? That's great.
Yeah.
But no, I do understand. I totally understand. But yeah, try be patient with it.
Yeah. The video title. Oh, it's something like Connor. I don't know if you're still here, but it's going to be something like quick Q&A for beginners 2020 dropshipping.
No, he's asking. I remember that Connor's asking us for the title of the video.
I thought you meant for this video because you had to go. That's a brain fart. Connor, I'll put it in the description and we'll find it. Matt, can you write it down? Because I've not got pen and paper on me right now.
Yeah, I'll write down, get that video.
That's my fault there. Hey guys, I know this sounds cheesy, but people hit the like button, that'd be great. We've got 3 likes. Let's get to 6 likes.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, we've got 4. Someone actually did. Yeah, that worked. Cheers, Mum. Oh, 6. Yes. That means my whole family's tuned in. I've got 5 other people in my family. 7. Well,
let me call my nan. Hang on.
Yeah. One sec. Grandma, can you just hit the like button? Yeah. Oh, she did. It's on 8. Yes.
Why should we have multiple accounts?
Oh man, we're killing it.
Dawn's asked, why should we have multiple accounts? I don't know if you're asking about Amazon accounts or eBay accounts, but let's answer both.
Sorry. Where are we? Sorry, mate.
Just under Tiana.
Oh, wait, we got one above that. Tim, Super Hot Sale Freaks. Located lots of negative profit margin. Are my margins too high, and do I list all or pick and choose? Oh, Tim, I see what you're saying. It's nothing to do with your margins being too high in relative to the Sale Freaks locator tool. And I'm sorry if I'm not answering this correctly, but what's on there, sometimes what will happen is Sale Freaks will just not always get it perfect, not always get it right, and they show loads. If you actually look on them, they are the correct product. Sometimes it's because that item is actually being sold independently on eBay, and then other times it could just be an incorrect item. So you can either do 2 things. I personally still list them because it's things that people are still looking for. It's all about being on what is it called? Not best featured, but something along those lines. Best match on eBay. So that's why some people sell and they've got higher margins than you, but they'll get the sale. It's because it comes up with the best match. That
also comes down to you as the seller, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, because like for example, if you've got like 1,000 feedback, but you're selling the product at a higher price, you're still going to get the majority of the sales because eBay sees you as a trusted seller. So it's not always about margins in this game. But however, to start, obviously, to have a chance, you got to undercut people. And once again, that's why velocity is the most important thing when you start.
But with this super hot thing on there, Tim, go ahead and just list the super hots. But if you wanted another tactic, which I sometimes do, is go from warming up or even cold if you like, because this is if you want to make sure you're only selling ones with definitely a profit. There's a filter. If you just click on the drop down, it says greater than, and then you click that, and then you put in 0, so it'll be greater than 0%. Then just tick more of the boxes that either cold up is fine because it's still getting 1 sale in the last 30 days, or warming up is 2 or more. And then greater than 0. Then you can only get items that are on Amazon for X and eBay, and there's a percentage, and you get to see the percentages there. So that is another way you can do as well, Tim, if you wanted to try that.
Cool. So now Sean's question, why should we have multiple accounts? So multiple eBay accounts, purely because of your seller limits. So you might be someone who is really keen and eager. I was guilty of this as well. I think after my first 2 months of only having 1 account on eBay, I then decided to open 4 more, so I had 5. And that was purely because of seller limits, and I just wanted to grow quickly. So that is the reason. That's the sole reason. Amazon accounts, because you want more than 1 Amazon account really more when you get into gift cards, and we're going to get into that later, but that is not the thing that you want to worry about when you first starting.
Yeah, that's a whole different system, but that will help with profits.
But I guess the other reason as well is because sometimes if you've got a really hot selling product, quite often on Amazon you can only order one product like X amount of times. So you're going to want multiple Amazon accounts so that you can continue to sell that hot product.
Yeah.
And by the way, multiple Amazon accounts, not a problem at all. Just use a different Gmail address. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just elaborate on what Matt said as well. So the Amazon accounts, remember, you're going to be doing, if you're going to be doing loads, like your sales really start to build, it's good to be able to spread that risk. And you remember, you're also going to have item not received cases. You can have returns. If you're doing them on one account all the time, even though it's going to be a small percentage of how many sales you do, Amazon do sometimes clock on and say, oh, I've noticed, you've had quite a few and this kind of stuff. So it's just about really spreading those sales over multiple accounts is a good idea. You don't need to at the start because you don't want to put pressure on yourself. You think, well, I haven't got another card and this kind of stuff. Get a few sales in, get used to how everything works, how to do returns and all that stuff as well. Then add another Amazon account as your sales build. There's no magic number because it's me and Matt actually had accounts that I remember I put thousands of orders in 1 month through one of my accounts, more than one month, and it was fine. So you can put quite a lot through one, but we just recommend you don't put too much pressure on them anymore. So it's good to start with one and build it to a second one maybe by the end of the month, and yeah, go on from there. With the eBay accounts, I suppose it depends how you look at it, Sean. Me and Matt, Matt was actually the one who came up with the idea originally. I remember him turning around to me and he said to the guy who trained us originally, well, I say trained us, just showed us easync. But we paid him 500 quid for the privilege. Won't go into that. So Matt was saying, I remember at the start, he said, why don't we just have more eBay accounts to him? And he was like, why? I was like, well, because it's going to make more money. And it made me think about it. When Matt told me the same theory, I went, that's a no-brainer. Because if you guys have all got eBay accounts and making sales, so all of you have got an eBay account and making sales, why can't you just have loads of accounts for yourself and you'll get probably similar amount of sales to everyone, but you're now getting all them for yourself. So say you've got 5 people with eBay accounts, right? And then, but one of them goes, well, I'm going to make another 4 accounts. They'll probably get 4 times more sales than the people that all just got 1 account. If you see where I don't know if Matt, does that make sense? I might reckon I'm going somewhere with that.
Yeah, 100%. So basically, when we were being told by this guy, he was saying, "Oh yeah, you can make like £2,000, £3,000 profit per month from this. You just got to put in the work, do a bit of time, and then you can outsource to a VA and passive income and all that." And I was like, "Okay, why don't you have 5 accounts and make £10 a month?" And he was like, "Yeah, okay." So that's kind of the logic that we went with.
Yeah, and it was basic, wasn't it? It was so basic, but it worked really well because as soon as we got multiple accounts, we went, oh, we can afford a VA now, and we should have got even sooner. But we could afford a VA. I actually was making a real, an amazing amount of income straight away. I made a full-time income in I remember when we had those accounts where we started having multiple ones, and I made a joke about getting a full-time income in 6 days. And again, I know you can't just say it's full-time from that point because it's only been 6 days, but the point is, because we had multiple accounts, it allowed us to have those opportunities. And it made us learn faster as well because we got multiple accounts. You're actually going to run into mistakes quicker. And you might think that's a bad thing. You might be scared of those things. But don't be scared of mistakes or running into problems because you're going to resolve them. And once you make a mistake, you learn faster. Mistakes are actually a good thing in this business. So having multiple accounts, you're gonna be able to allow you to grow faster, understand more, make these mistakes, and get past them. And ultimately, you'll be a much better dropshipper for it, and you'll actually get there a little bit quicker, a little bit sooner.
Scott is saying he's nearing his sell limit for the month of 5K. So okay, Scott's having a fantastic problem. Well done, Scott. That's incredible that you're already nearly hitting the 5K mark in turnover.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Do not go over that. Okay.
Yes.
Cannot be.
5 of my accounts in one day went down because this was the chain effect of this, the butterfly effect of going well over.
Yeah, this is a bitter lesson that we learn. I'm surprised that we're having to pass this on to someone so soon. But Scott,
I know, Scott, mate, it's amazing because not many people actually get up to the 5K in sales in their first month. So first of all, round of applause for Scott for actually managing that, mate. On one account, by the way, guys, because obviously you could easily do that on multiple accounts. Again, building multiple stores, you'll get to those sales easier, but just spreading them. Scott's managed to do that with one account, which is amazing. So I put my min profit up to 150 and my orders haven't slowed down. Oh God, Scott, he's on fire.
Once again, sales velocity. You've got the sales velocity, that's why.
His dad Tim's jealous, I reckon.
I reckon everyone's jealous. Like, I'm a bit jealous, that's awesome. But basically, Scott, just up the margins even more. And if you do come towards the 5K mark, like let's say you're on 4,800, you've got two options: either skyrocket your margins so it's ridiculous, or just put your store on holiday mode and tick over to the end of the month. Just don't go over it. It's not worth it.
Scott, just put that min profit up again if you have to. Just put it up again. Really up your margins. Go high percentages. Go 10% if you want. 15% min profit. Just whatever you can to get up to that 5K. Just don't go over it. And use that running 31 days. If I were you guys, just use that. So as you go into your second month, that 30-day sales on your eBay dashboard on the Seller Hub, if that is constantly under the amount that you need to be under, so if you go into your second month, what is it, Matt? We said 10K?
Yeah, maximum 10K. So I think it's 12 actually.
Oh, 12, yeah.
But 10 will definitely be on the safe side. And then the third month I believe is 25, but once again, maybe go 20 to be on the safe side. But this, by the way, that's a rare problem for you guys to be having. John and I usually run into this problem, but that's because we can get accounts with big limits.
Yeah.
But that is, once again, not something, I know everyone's ears are going to perk up when we've just said that, but you do not want them when you're just starting out.
No.
Because you do not, with love, you don't know enough just yet.
Yeah.
You want to learn the ropes first.
Is it like the Spider-Man thing with great power becomes great responsibility?
Well, you'll do what my friend did when he burnt out too quickly and then he lost and it all became a big stress.
And he hated it. He tries to get himself away from dropshipping as much as possible. Tries to say it as if it's a bad thing, but just because of his experience, because he didn't handle it well in the right way. Scott, this most serious thing, Scott, if you go over it, you could get shut down. Just saying. And it's only because or MC0 which could go into another time. It's only because they'll investigate you because they're like, how is this new person doing so well? That's the only reason that they've got it. It's just like an automated sort of kind of method, and then a person then reviews it. So yeah, Scott, try not to go over the 5K.
How do you change your IP address to create multiple accounts? Now, that's, I guess what we were saying before is you don't, because all your accounts are going to be linked. What you're just doing is you're just getting bigger selling limits, essentially. But you're talking more about from a stealth point of view, which from starting off, I don't think it's a healthy thing to do when you're new to the game.
How do you change your IP address to create multiple? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I suppose so I was just taking it in, Matt, then. I suppose, we're on 18 likes. Look at that. How is that even possible? But I like it.
You didn't have picked up the phone, that's why.
Yeah, she did. She went on all my Gmail accounts. She logged into them all and went like that. But guys, we appreciate you like the video. Thanks for that. So it's Sophie, isn't it? I know I've been talking about it and I've been recommending it. Matt, what I've been doing is I've been recommending it to people if they want to keep their details separate, if they want to have, so one doesn't take the other one down. Which which we don't have to do, guys. You can just put them in your name and they can be linked, and that is fine. They go on the same PayPal. You can run them. I'm just saying there is that risk though. If one goes down, then they can all go down. But if they're all managed properly, then it's not likely to happen. How do you change your IP address to create multiple accounts? I think she's saying, how do we get an IP address. So you can get something called a proxy. You can also use something called a remote desktop, which is an online server, one called Kamatera that we use, and they have their own IP addresses. But we do recommend, if you want to just do it from your own computer, there's IP Burger, which, by the way, Matt, apparently is working okay again now, because we had problems with them before. So you need something that's going to be, what are they called? A dedicated VPN IP address. It has to be dedicated. It has to be a fresh one, never used before. So if you want to Google that, you can, and this is something we can go into. And Sophie, I can help you in the group with that as well. So you need to get a fresh, dedicated IP address. Otherwise, if you're going on Sale Freaks, once you've, you've got to create the account first. Sorry, I just realized you've got to create the account first, then put it on Sale Freaks. But what we do is we do create them on a Kamatera, or we create it on a fresh, dedicated IP. Once you've done that, you can then put it onto Sale Freaks, and you don't have to worry about having it keep going on it on that IP address. You can then go through Sale Freaks, but I do recommend a proxy. I don't want to confuse you all by saying these things.
I think, Sophie, if that's something that you seriously want to do, definitely reach out to Jono or myself individually, and we can handhold you through the whole process.
Oh, I love the next question.
How old is your oldest account?
Yeah.
1 year, isn't it?
Yeah, 1 year. And in fact, what's the date today? I don't know, whatever it is. But on the 10th, what's it today? I don't know.
The 11th or the 12th?
Is it? It's the 11th. Oh, so yesterday, everyone, 1 year anniversary for my oldest account. It's birthday, my biggest account. I can't believe it's been a year already. So 1 year is the oldest. I know it didn't sound like very long because we've been in the game for 2 years, and those accounts did run for 1 year as well. Mine were about a year and a bit. Yeah, our longest one's about a year and a month or something. But yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get past that point. By the way, guys, we do know some people who have got their accounts for 3 years. I think James is coming to his 3-year mark now, the guy that we know. He's in the Sale Freaks chat groups. So,
and all of our accounts, because this came up in the group chat earlier, the accounts where we first started and they got to like a year and a few months old, they were shut down because of Vero. So Vero is to be taken seriously. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we went through the transition where Vero was not a thing, just wasn't important, to Vero is very important. Make sure you kind of obey the rules. And I think it wasn't a case of just filtering through a few items. I mean, I had about 150,000 items at that time. John, I think he had about 180.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I mean, oh, it's ridiculous. At one point, I had like almost 300,000 items.
Yeah, sorry. We didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Would you recommend home theatre products?
I don't know. You could.
Yeah, we don't really look at categories or specific items. We just see data.
Yeah,
That's what
Jamal, we reverse engineer everything. So we only go for trying to go for the hot selling items, or if I do a SPAF, let's call it a SPAF, where I just take a load from a category. That is purely because that category is on fire, and I know it is on a seasonal level. Home theatre products, I would say, grab as many as you can. Literally find that section on Amazon, and then put them all through the locator tool on Sale Freaks. If you can't use Sale Freaks, then start copying and pasting some of the names and see if you can find other people selling them, and then see if they sold quite a few of them. And that'll give you an indication if there's what's selling well, and if that brand sells well, maybe you can get more items from that brand. So start maybe looking into that. But otherwise, we just put them through the locator tool on Sale Freaks. I thought you were too young. It was a joke. Great joke. I'm confused. Shahab, managed to get 4 sales in your first hour. That is insane. Insane. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Really well done. Really well done.
Yeah, awesome.
We did not. That was not us back then. We would list and go, can't wait for the first sale. 2 days later. Yeah. We were well happy. I was like, Matt, I've had my first sales. He's like, yeah, you feel the same way I did when I first started. Yeah, it was good. It's weird now.
Your face looks like a cheap one. very boring live. Quit, please. That's nice, isn't it? Stop talking too much. You're boring.
Oh, we've got in some of them as well.
Yeah.
You nerd. Oh, Manuel's a really nice guy. Goodbye, my lover. There we go. Oh, we've got another one. Oh, what's with the haters?
Oh, mate, it's a good thing. Take it as a compliment.
Oh, sorry, I need to go where we were. Easync. How much is Easync, Ishmael? They have changed a bit, so I'm just gonna. I'd advise going on their website. There is the pricing on their website. But how much is Easync? I'd say they are. I think they're $15 a month for 500 listings, and I believe it's 20 cents per automatic order and 20 cents per tracking. So that'll be on average 40 cents per order. Okay, there's manual orders sometimes, and then up to 500 listings at $15 a month. I do know they've got a free trial, but the free trial is on their premium one, which is $150 for 5,000 items, I think it is. I think that is me. I'm not 100% sure. It might be less items than that. But yeah, and then the automatic ordering is 10 cents, and the tracking is 10 cents. But they are cheaper Easync, but there is a reason for that. You will get a cheaper service. So you can try them, and they used to be better, and they used to be fine for what we needed, but now their service has gone downhill a bit, hence why we made the move to Selfreaks. And they are more expensive, but if there is a barrier to entry with Selfreaks and you believe like you really, really can't pay some of the upfront fees there, then you can start with Easync. But the reason why we Selfreaks is we get more sales, more money, and we can easily pay for the fees. But yeah, that's how much Easync is. There is a pricing page you can look at.
Scott's saying he's only been in 2 weeks in, so he's still got 2K left to go, but that means he's done 3K in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
that's insane. Well done, mate.
That means also, Scott, just so you know, if you weren't trying to keep it under 5K, obviously you've now got velocity, you've now got a bigger build up. So, I mean, if there was no leash, if you like, on the account, then you'd probably be getting to 7 or 8K by the end of the month. So that's awesome. That is so awesome. But yeah. What the fuck? What is this actually about? This is about dropshipping.
Oh, where is that? Buy Pennine training services, but I suppose he's already gone. So I'm way behind on the messages. It's only been 2 weeks, so I've still got 2 left. Wow, mate, that's awesome. Oh, Almog Ashkenazi. Oh, okay. Oh, Abu Kale. Very nice of you to say. Hitting the like button, thank you. Is there any more now? Don't understand.
All right, shall we? Have we got any more questions?
Abu, yeah, there you go. IP Burger, like Sean said. There are some others as well, but you can just Google them now. There's enough companies that do it. Kamatera is good for if you just want a remote server, and if you have a VA that can connect to the same server, that makes it easier. You can, if you Google Kamatera or IP Burger, they're great. I'll put a link to IP Burger and Kamatera if you like, so then you guys can use it. In fact, I might even just put them in my description, so then they're there. Oh, right. If you've answered this already, I've just joined. Doing 57K.
One sec. There we go.
Oh, 57K listings must insane do manually. Okay. When am I out of jail? So, okay, we have the PayPal jail. I know I don't have 57. By the way, everyone, I have 9,000 listings on my biggest store, and that's the one that turns over anywhere between, not turnover, net profit anywhere between 150 and 400 pounds a day. So I don't have 57,000 listings anymore. I used to. So you see in our videos, we used to have that. That's how we used to run things. We used to plaster the items on. I've seen a seller who has 300,000 items recently, and some people are still managing to do it. But more listings doesn't mean more sales. So when you get out of PayPal jail, keep focusing on just putting those hot selling items on. There are loads out there. Amazon has so many items. Use the easync grabbing tool that we showed in the video cleverly. Use get 10,000 items all at once, put them through the locator tool. If you haven't got that, then create them by seller. Again, I showed you in the video with using easync, just using their selling items, and then you can just list them on easync. So you don't need to get that many listings, Flizer. You can do it with a lot fewer. Just get multiple accounts. So get one account, build it, start building it. Get another account, start building it. You'll notice the income comes in so much quicker when you do that. We'll have to wrap it up soon. I know it's getting on a bit. It's over an hour. Can't believe it.
Yeah, it's gone quick.
Customer service is shocking. Yes, Scott, absolutely right. So should you sell freaks? Ishmael, to be honest, I think you should. However, I'm not going to say you have to run away from using. Pinch your soul.
Yes, do.
What is this Shahab thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, the sell freaks, we know 6. We thought, wow, look at how much money I'm making. And then we're like, you look at the end of the month and you go, that's not what I thought it was. Would it be? So yeah, I'm quite I try and go in with I kind of lowball myself. So I just go in with 50% what's on the dashboard. I know I'm at least getting, and it is more than that, but that is just personal preference because it kind of motivates me to get that a bit more, to build more accounts and to get more profit, because then I know that 50% of a much higher amount is going to be a lot better. So there's no.
How do you find out your actual profit though? So really, the way that I know there's other ways of doing this, but what we've just kind of relied on is bookkeeping, essentially, from your bank account.
Yeah.
So all the money funnels obviously into our business bank account, and I know this sounds really quite simple, but so on the 30th of the month it's going to be X amount, and then the 30th of next month I hope it's going to be X amount more,
and you
minus
just check
whatever I've decided to pay myself, or X, Y, and Z. So that's really how we do it, but we do it very simple. I understand a lot of people want to know.
Yeah. So
pounds.
Some people do the spreadsheet stuff and all that, and me and Matt aren't admin guys. In fact, when I try and do admin, my brain just sort of starts melting, and then I just start feeling like I have brain fog and I can't function anymore. So I tend to stay away from that. I'm very much involved in the dropshipping. But me and Matt are terrible at the accounting stuff. We're so not organised.
Which is why we have an accountant who does it all for us.
Yeah, well, now we have an accountant. But come keeping track, like Matt said, I do exactly that. I check my bank once a month and I go, okay, the cash flow is still on the up. I paid myself. I can see the transactions where I paid myself, or I know how much I've paid myself. It's always the same every week, and it's still going in that direction. And then I can kind of glean how much I've probably made.
Sophie has asked, what do you say if buyer notices Amazon packaging? And she said it might be in the templates. Yes, it is in the templates, but I definitely go down. I just spin a little web, to be honest with you. I go along the lines of, we also sell on Amazon. We sell across multiple platforms. Amazon, because of their brand, their mass branding, they just offer cheap packaging. So we buy their packaging, we package our products in Amazon packaging.
Yeah.
Simple as that. If people then query the price being more on eBay than it is on Amazon, I simply say eBay is a more expensive selling platform to sell on, so that's why the fees are more expensive.
Yeah.
And that's it. But in terms of, if they were to really dig deep, in terms of the money into our pocket, it's the same. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Up to you if you want to say something else, but that's just what we do.
Yeah, no, it's good, and they're in the templates as well. And it's Sophie, if they really push, then we've got the labels, the free labels you can get from Amazon. Then you can offer them a refund if they are adamant on getting something back or changing something. You can, if you don't want to give them the difference because you're losing your profit, then by all means give them a free return label. We're down to 4 people, Matt. We've lost more.
I think we're just going to wrap up
Ishmael, I will get back to you on the group. I'm really sorry. I have not asked the group, so I will do that. I apologize. It's purely because I've been running at 1,000,000 miles an hour trying to help as many people as possible. So again, sorry. And I do loads in a day now, so I will do that. And I am sorry that I haven't yet. The PayPal jail, 10 weeks and 4 days. I have to speed this up now. Is the time that I timed my PayPal jail exactly. It will last up to 12 weeks. And you can only get out of it once you do your time. So you have to do your jail and you have to get out for 12 weeks. But there is a video about this. We'll go into more detail. So please watch that video about PayPal jail.
I see that you're young. We've got a free dropshipping course all on YouTube. So just start watching it, start learning, because all of it. If dropshipping is something that you definitely want to be getting into, then yeah, just soak up our free content. Yes, that's the best way to go about it.
Scott says there's no problem with his profit. Okay, fair enough, Scott.
You're just getting lucky with everything.
Yeah, Scott is just on fire. Yeah, he's just Scott. You know what? Don't go back to the job. Just quit now. Just give your boss a ring. Yeah, I quit. I'm done. I'm a drop shipper. I take back what I said on the phone. That question earlier.
That's an awesome question.
Cheers, Abby.
If I pay VAT, what is the minimum percent for profit? Right. This is a complex question, but I understand it's kind of
I love VAT.
People get concerned. First of all, if you're over the VAT threshold, your business is obviously doing well. So if you're first starting out and you're hearing these VAT things, don't worry about it. You've got to get to the hurdle. It's a good problem to have. Second of all, lots of people think that, right, I've hit VAT, I've got to put 20% on top of all my margins to be able to pay for VAT. This is not the case. We've had this confirmed by a professional accountant and has done this multiple times. Jono's even been looked into by HMRC, and it's all fine. It's all good. So
that was fun.
But basically, because VAT is already being paid on the product when you buy it from Amazon, VAT is not then charged again for a separate price. It's just the difference. So therefore, the difference being your profit margin. That is all that all the VAT profit has to be. All the VAT has to be paid on. So, a quick example. Oh no, I think you guys get it. I hope you guys get it. But yes, we'll do. I think we've done a video on actually VAT. But if not, we'll definitely do. VAT is expensive at the moment. We're all getting a thing, aren't we? I don't have to pay VAT till June or something, because they're giving us time to pay it. But it takes a chunk out, but I still make a decent profit. Remember, it's going to be of your profit. So just it means you're going to be, as soon as you're going into VAT, you'll be making less initially. But as you keep growing, you're still going to make more than you did before. I just can't give you an exact percentage. Yeah.
Oh, and it's 85k, by the way, guys. You have to turn over £85,000 on your dashboard on eBay. And I do recommend you get a VAT number in place, because they will actually stop you from listing and altering your listings if you don't put a VAT number on eBay.
That's a good point. Ishmael, I see you said you've already watched all the free course. That's awesome. Well done. Really well done. Just so you know, we're dropping new videos every day or every other day. So do stay tuned and keep on watching, because the course is not finished just yet. I'm talking about Bitcoin.
Dropped 50%, halved. That is insane. I will check out that after this, just for fun. I've been trying out some Forex trading recently. It's been fun. It's just really time-consuming and mind-bending. But I've been doing that with Craig.
Prices will go up in the next 3 months. Thank you. We'll find it.
Price will go up in the next 3 months. Not sure what that means.
When do you start making this a passive income? That's
awesome. Well, I'll start with this before you say something, Matt. Technically, it will never be passive income.
Yeah.
Sorry to burst your bubble. But go on, you carry on, Matt.
No, I was just about to say that precisely. It technically never becomes passive. I mean, there's work involved. There's money to be made here. There's work involved. Can you systemize it? Yes, you definitely can. It took us, I believe, it took me, took Jono less because he joined in a couple of months later, but took about 6 or 7 months before we started systemizing it with VAs. We now have 3 of them. We do very little hands-on work. It's more just they come to us with their problems and we tell them how to solve them. That's pretty much all we do. So it's not passive, but it's not far from.
Yeah, my working day went from 6 hours down to like 2 hours, 3 hours, but I know then I increased it again because I wanted to carry on scaling. But I'll put it this way: Shahab, isn't it, who asked the question? Shahab, if you decided to get VAs and you're scaling and building stores, because there's 7 days in the week, right? And you can get you can split your VAs and get more than one. And by the way, share them with someone else. You're halving the cost and you get more VAs to run your store for 7 days. But that's another thing. You're running it for 7 days. And now the 7 days in the week, what you can do, instead of going, I'm going to work 5 days and you do more hours, split your hours over 7 days. You could probably get it down to 90 minutes to 2 hours. Now, I don't want to say any less than that because people are faffers. And you could be super efficient, but as soon as you pick up this thing starts ruling your life and you get distracted, it's hard to get it down to an hour a day. But you could probably get it to about 2 hours a day with distractions, and you can run it efficiently with your VAs. And with having the odd day off as well, where they just contact you when you need to do something. I hope that was an okay answer.
Shall we make this the last question? Abu has asked, what is the best strategy to find hot items on Zik? Well, Johnny, you're going to have to answer that because, to be honest with you, I don't know if you know how to answer this, because what Johnny and I did is we made our VAs watch a bunch of training videos and then they did it all for us.
So, Matt, technically, that is the best way. We got them to watch, we got our VAs to watch videos that someone else made for their VAs, actually. But these videos can be found on YouTube, and then and by all means, guys, we could share this. Actually, we could ask Matt and see if he's happy to share it. We'll ask him first, but maybe we can share training videos for you guys. I know Trev in the WhatsApp group, he knows how to use Zik. So we personally don't actually know it because I can't remember because I did watch it once, but it's very simple. Zik is all based on using hot selling items. We'll see. I'll see if we can do something with Zik. We'll look into that because we have got login details for that. So maybe we can do something for it.
Shahab needs to go now. He needs to go eat because it's fasting season for him. Shahab, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got some value from it. I also need to go because I also need to go and eat.
Yeah.
But it's been an awesome Q&A. It's went a lot better than I was expecting.
It has gone really well.
So thank you guys for participating.
Where's my Maserati? I couldn't fit it in the house. Sorry. Show us your car. Show me your car, Scott. It's, you know where it is, right? My Maserati, I'm not joking, it's at my mum's house with a dead battery. That's where my Maserati is. I need to jump start it with my brother's Focus, which I'm surprised it doesn't break his Focus when it does that. It's got a giant battery, the Maserati has. It's a pain to get into, by the way, guys. Don't get one. The electrics go all the time.
It's Italian, isn't it? So, yeah.
It's just loud.
It's part of the fun.
Yeah, it's just loud. Yeah, part of the fun, part of the challenge. I love challenges, resolving problems. Don't buy an Italian car.
Right, I'm going to sign out.
No, yeah, it's all good. I think we all need to eat because this live stream's been so long. Thank you for staying tuned. Yeah. Whoever the last 10 are, well done for staying tuned. Stay tuned. Right. Yeah, no, cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys.
I'll end this now. Thank you, Fixus. Yellow. Good one. By the way, that's my girlfriend's son. Yeah, he's got it. Tiona said something in here as well. Okay, right. This will go up on YouTube anyway, so if you guys need to go up anything of this, go over this again, then do. I hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll do another live stream. And I'll try and get Matt's beautiful face in here next time as well.
Might get more likes.
Yeah. No, we'll get less. We'll get minus likes.
Yeah, okay, maybe we shouldn't do it.
All right, then. Take care, everyone. Thank you, dropshippers, and we'll do another video for next week. And we'll see you in the group. Get in the group if you already haven't. It's a WhatsApp group. We'll put the number in the description.
Perfect. See you in the group.
Yeah, see you later, guys.
Take care, guys.
Bye, everyone. Bye.